Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Little McGriddle, and today the story we're going to be reading is The Snow Queen. This is part 1. This story is by Hans Christian Andersen. Some of you might know the story. If you don't, well, we're going to go on an adventure together, and we're going to discover the story ourselves.
Once, there was a wicked sprite that enjoyed playing tricks on others. He was one of the most mischievous sprites that ever lived. One day, he was in a really good mood. Do you know what wicked sprites do when they're in a good mood?
I actually have
They
no idea.
craft something terrible and interesting. This sprite thought it would be a good idea to make a mirror.
Oh
It
boy.
was no ordinary mirror. It had some strange powers. Anything that was beautiful, pure and good looked ugly, terrifying and evil in the mirror.
Oh, that's
Those things
not
that were already
nice.
good for nothing and a
That's a
sore to the eye
terrible
looked
thing to
even
do to
uglier
someone.
and even more horrific. The sprite was delighted to find that the mirror grinned whenever someone had a good thought. He showed his precise mirror to all the little sprites in his school, and there were hoots and screeches of delight. They were glad to have the mirror and flew around holding it all the time. They looked at the people through it, and eventually there wasn't a single person who didn't look ugly or distorted. In their excitement, they flew higher and higher until they were close to the stars. Suddenly, the mirror grinned and shook so much that the sprites couldn't hold it any longer. It went crashing through the skies and shattered into a million pieces, some as big as a person and others as tiny as a grain of sand.
Ah, the mirror is broken.
It was only after it broke that the mirror worked even more evil than ever before. Anybody who got a grain of the shattered mirror in their eye saw the world as a bleak and ugly place. Some people got a splinter in their heart.
Oh,
then
no.
the mirror sucked all the love out of the heart and turned it into a lump of snow, cold and cruel. Some of the broken pieces were as large as window panes. Some shards went into people's spectacles, and even when they looked at their friends through them, all they saw were horrible, distorted creatures.
That's awful.
The shattered glass dust floated around in the air. The evil sprite was delighted because the mirror was working better than he'd ever hoped it would.
You've done an awful thing. That is an awful thing to create. And look what it did. Look what it's become.
This mirror is my greatest invention ever.
No, it's
The
not.
greatest indeed.
Let's check how it works. Everything should look disgusting in this mirror.
Step on the characters? Okay. No. Oh no, the poor kitty. No, not the kitty. Oh, I don't want to see what the rose looks like. Do we not put the rose in there? Okay, what about this guy? Ah.
Just look at this.
Ah.
It's so ugly.
Oh my. Okay. What about this rose? Do the rose? What about this guy? Okay, well, we can't do the rose. Fair enough. Oh no. The poor owl. Oh no. Not the owl.
Look, it's
Oh.
so skewed.
That doesn't look very bad.
Genius.
Excellent. This
No, it's not.
mirror works very well.
No, it doesn't.
And now, my little trolls, show this mirror to the whole world. Let's spread discord and confusion among the people.
No.
We'll get all humans to look into the mirror. Look at these ugly reflections. Let's find all of them.
Sorry, what are you saying? Oh my.
Oops. Shards of the mirror scattered around the
Ah, it broke the mirror.
That's good. Shards of the broken mirror will bring even more evil to the world.
Oh, good for you. And by the way, he didn't make the owl look ugly. He just looked, his feathers looked ruffled. That's what it did.
In a large town, there lived a boy and a girl, Kay and Gerda. They lived next door to each other, but oh, Anybody who saw them playing together would have thought they were brother and sister. The town was so crammed with houses that the people had no place for gardens. They were content with a couple of flower pots. But the children had something just about as good as a garden. At the place where the roofs of the two houses met, they had large wooden boxes with vegetables and lovely rose bushes. Sometimes they took their stools and sat among the bushes and pretended that they were in their own big garden. But when the winter came, the children could no longer sit outside. They had to be content with playing inside the house. One day, Gerda and Kay were sitting by the window in Kay's house. Kay's grandmother, who was looking at the snowflakes, said quietly,
The white bees are swarming.
Kay and Gerda looked at her in surprise.
Grandma, do the bees have a queen?
Kay asked.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yes,
do.
they do.
Said Grandma.
So
Where
does
the
the
swarm
snow.
hangs in thick clusters. She flies there. Sometimes she flies into towns and peeps in through the windows.
Well, that's an invasion of privacy. You shouldn't.
She does that.
Oh my.
Most beautiful patterns form on the window pane. Have you both seen this happen?
Kay and Gerda nodded. They'd seen it many times, so Grandma was telling the truth.
Grandma
That
never
evening,
lies.
When Kay was sitting by the window alone, he saw something remarkable. He noticed that one snowflake was larger and prettier than the rest and sparkled in the moonlight. The flake of snow grew larger and larger, and at last it was like a young lady dressed in the finest white gauze made of a million little flakes like stars. She was so beautiful and delicate,
Is that the Snow Queen?
but she was made of dazzling sparkling ice and was so full of life. She turned around to look at Kay. She nodded towards the window and beckoned with her hand. Kay was frightened and jumped down from the box. It seemed to him as if, at the same moment, a large bird flew past the window. The next day was very different. There was snowfall at first, but afterwards the sun shone brightly. Kay and Gerda cheered up because green leaves were sprouting on the trees, the birds were singing, and the windows were thrown wide open. That summer was very special because the roses that bloomed were prettier than ever before.
Yay!
Gerda learned a hymn that mentioned roses. She sang it to Kay, and he liked it very much. They immediately sang it together.
The rose in the valley is blooming so sweet, and angels descend there the children to greet.
They felt so good after
The
singing
rose
it
in the
that they went
valley
around
is
kissing
blooming
the
so
roses.
sweet,
They
and
enjoyed
angels
that summer
descend their
thoroughly,
children
and their
to
memories
greet.
were full of fresh rose bushes, warm sunshine, and laughter.
That's very lovely. Hello.
Kay, we haven't taken care of the flowers for quite some time now.
Yes, we have to clean it up. Can you help us with the cleaning? First, let's pull
We
out all
can.
these weeds.
Tap on the roses to remove the weeds. Okay. Is that it? That seems to be all the...
Good job.
Oh,
now
okay
the
then.
flowers can grow without any hindrance. What's next? I think we have to cut down all the dry branches and leaves. We need hedge clippers for this job.
If the branches grow longer than they are now, they will look untidy. We should trim them down.
Hedge clippers? Here? Right here? Here? Drag the hedge clippers to the rose bushes. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Oh, okay, is that good? Okay, what about this one? Alright, there we go. Wait, so we're not gonna do anything
Excellent.
with
Now
the
we need to water the
hanging
flowers.
roses.
We need a watering can.
Oh, we got a watering can right here. Do we just... Yep. Oh, it's so pretty and shiny. And we can do the same thing to the white roses over here.
What is this book you have in your hands, Gerda?
This is an encyclopedia of animals.
Ooh.
We need to place each animal close to its own silhouette on the map. Help us.
Okay. First one is a giraffe, of course.
That's right. This is a giraffe. It lives in Africa. The giraffe also has a long neck and eats leaves from the tall trees.
Wait, does it actually live in Africa? I actually didn't know that. Is this deer?
Of course. The
Do-
reindeer live only in the
Oh.
northern hemisphere.
Oh, it's a
The reindeer
reindeer.
helps Santa Claus deliver presents at Christmas time.
It's an elephant.
Exactly. This is an elephant. It lives in Asia and Africa. It is the biggest land animal in the world.
True. Horsey.
This is a horse. It can carry goods and people. There are so many amazing animals that live in the world. I'm so glad my teacher gave me this book. By the way, we had singing class today at school. I learnt a lovely song.
Wow, that's great. Go ahead and sing it.
Okay. The rose in the valley is blooming so sweet, and angels descend there the children to greet.
Now
That's
that's
lovely.
such a beautiful song.
That was a very nice song.
Kay and Gerda sat outside talking as the clock tower struck 5, and almost at the same moment, Kay felt something fall in his eye.
Oh
He rubbed his
no.
eyes and splashed water on it, but whatever it was wouldn't come out. It was one of the splinters from the magic mirror.
Oh, I had a feeling what
Another
it
piece
was.
struck his heart, and even though it didn't hurt him, it slowly changed his heart into a lump of ice.
Oh no.
Poor Kay had changed. He looked at the roses and made a face.
How ugly those roses are. They are crooked and dull.
Said Kay. Gerda was surprised. Kay had never spoken like that before.
It's not him. He's changed. It's not the real Kay.
She brought out her book of animals, and they looked at it as they had done many times. But Kay closed the book shut and said,
I don't want to look at these ugly, horrid animals.
Kay was so
Oh.
grumpy and unkind that Gerda left sadly. When she
Poor
came
Gerda.
to listen to Grandma's stories, she was surprised to see Kay smirking. He stood behind Grandma and imitated the way she told stories.
That's not
He's
very
never done
nice.
anything like this before.
Thought Gerda.
What's happened to Kay?
Kay imitated others too, and it wasn't pleasant at all to watch him. Time passed by quickly, and before long it was winter again. All the little boys and girls in the town went to play in the snow. Kay hardly ever played with Gerda now. One day he took his sled and went to play with the other boys.
Oh,
The
okay.
boldest boys often tied their sleds onto a carriage or cart and took a great ride. Kay was feeling very bold that day.
Let me
When
guess.
he found
Didn't
a
end
pure
very
white
well.
sled passing by, he
Mm.
decided that he would tie his sled onto it. Inside the carriage was a woman wrapped in white fur, and she wore a matching white fur cap. The sled rushed through the snowy slopes, and Kay found it very enjoyable at first. But when it picked up speed and crossed the town, Kay was very frightened.
Oh no. This is...
Finally,
Oh,
the sled
it was a
stopped.
snow queen.
The lady stepped out and called over to Kay.
Come here and sit with me. You look cold. I'll wrap
No.
you in my bearskin.
She
No.
wrapped Kay and
No.
kissed him on the forehead.
No.
The kiss was colder than
Oh,
ice, and
no.
it went all the way to his frozen heart.
Oh.
As the sled took off again, the Snow Queen kissed him once more. Kay forgot his grandma, parents, and Gerda. He cuddled up near the Snow Queen's feet and slept.
Oh. Okay then. That's not good.
I'll show you the games we like to play. Sledding is my favorite game.
I
Help
love
me.
sledding. Oh man, I wish I could go sledding. Oh. Oh, okay then.
Good job. Let's do
How-
this one more time.
How steep is the hill? I mean, you only went like maybe, I don't know. Wait.
That's enough. I'm bored of sledding. Let's make a snowman.
Wow, you're like a kid with ADHD. I mean, I'm not making fun. I have ADHD, so I know what it's like. Boop. What? That doesn't happen in real
Our
life.
snowman looks nice, but we need to dress him up a little.
Yes, we do. That doesn't happen in real life. You can't just make the snowman like that.
Yes, this is
Yeah, that looks
exactly
so
what I want.
pretty. Great snowman.
Wow, I can see a beautiful sled down there. I'd like to sled on it. We have to tie my sled to it. I
No.
do this often with my friends. Can you help me get there?
No,
Help me get to that beautiful sled.
I don't want to. That belongs to the Snow Queen. I'd rather not, but we have no choice. Okay. Oh, wow. Alright. I seriously don't want to do this. I don't want anything to do with the Snow Queen. Surely you can understand. Oh, okay, whatever that was. I didn't know.
Good job. Thanks a lot for your help.
No, I
Let's
thank
go.
you.
Don't stop.
Oh boy.
Did you ever wonder what happened to Gerda after Kay went missing?
No,
Gerda
I mean, I
waited
do.
and
I know.
waited by the gates, but Kay did not come back. In the evening, she went to see the boys playing on their sleds.
Did you see Kay?
She asked,
Oh yes, he tied his sled onto a big white sled and left the town.
said one of the boys.
It was the Snow
Gerda
Queen.
was very sad. She waited and waited for Kay right through until spring.
I wonder where Kay is. I hope he's safe.
She thought one
Check
day.
the Snow Queen.
Don't worry. He's safe.
The warm
No, he's
sunshine
not.
spoke softly.
But Kay has gone forever.
She wept.
No, that's not true.
The swallow sang. Somehow, Gerda felt better after that.
Thank
she
you,
wondered what she
Swallow.
ought to do. She went home and put on her favorite red shoes.
Cool,
She went
nice.
to the river and spoke sadly to it.
River,
Oh.
did you take my beloved Kay with you? Please take these shoes and give him back.
She pleaded. She threw the shoes, but they were washed back onto the riverbank.
I think I'll throw them farther.
Thought Gerda. Suddenly, she saw a boat lying among the rushes. She got into it, and from the boat, she threw her shoes as far as she could.
That's not gonna solve anything. The river wasn't the one that took
The
him.
boat rocked and began to drift away from the shore. Gerda was scared, but she held on tight to the boat.
I never thought it would be so frightening to travel on a boat all by myself.
She
I've been
thought.
on a boat.
She drifted
It's
towards a
not
cherry orchard
that
with
bad.
a little cottage right in the middle of it. Standing outside the cottage was an old woman with
Oh.
a crooked stick in her hand.
Help, save me!
Gerda cried out. The woman looked up sharply, and before long, she came rushing towards the stream and gently lifted Gerda off the boat.
Where were you going all by yourself in that boat?
Asked the woman.
Oh, is that the Snow Queen?
Gerda told her about Kay and asked the woman if she had seen him, but she shook her head. The woman liked Gerda very much, and she'd always wanted a daughter like that. She knew a bit of witchcraft, though she was a nice and harmless woman. All she wanted was to have Gerda live with her.
I'm
That's
sure the rose
not-
bushes
no.
in my garden will remind this little girl of her home and her friends.
Thought the woman.
You can't just take her away.
To hide them.
She waved her crooked stick over the rose bushes, and they sunk into the ground.
Mm.
Then she softly combed Gerda's long hair and said,
You shall live here, little girl, and we'll get along wonderfully.
it was almost
Doesn't work
as if
like
Gerda
that.
was under some sort of spell. She stayed with the woman for a long time. They lived very happily, but one day she noticed a rose in the woman's bonnet. The woman had forgotten to hide it. She
Ooh.
went into the flower garden and searched everywhere for another rose, but she couldn't find one anywhere. Slowly, Gerda sat down on the ground.
Oh, not a single rose can I see here.
Gerda cried out.
That's
The hot
sad.
tears from her eyes splashed on the earth, and immediately all the rose bushes pushed their way out of the ground.
Yay,
The
they're
moment
coming
she set
back.
eyes on the roses,
Hmm.
all her memories of Kay came rushing back.
Oh no.
The girl looked everywhere, but the woman was nowhere around. Without waiting for a moment, Gerda pushed open the rusty gate and ran out as fast as she could, even though nobody was chasing her.
Oh, Kay, how did I forget you?
Said Gerda.
I
What?
must look after you. Spring and summer have passed and it's autumn already.
Back in the cherry orchard, it had been spring forever, but outside, the leaves had turned yellow and autumn was fast approaching.
Oh, I know what that is. Oh, I can't explain it, but it's like some sort of spell that. Oh. Oh, I don't know how to explain what I was gonna try and say. I can't really put words
This is
on
such
it.
an amazing place. There are a
Ah.
lot of roses here.
Okay.
They remind me of Kay. I
Mhm.
must find him.
All right, darling. Before you leave, can you do me a favor?
That's not the Snow Queen.
Please go
That's
to the
just
garden and
a
gather
random
some cherries for me.
elderly
Sure.
lady.
She's such a good girl.
Yes,
But I'm
yes,
afraid that
we are.
something might happen to her.
We're a
It would
nice,
be
lovely
safer
little
if
girl
she
who
stayed
should
with me.
be on our
We
way
should hide all the roses
to
so
help
they won't
find
remember of
our
Kay.
brother.
Can you
Not our
help me?
brother. Find all the roses in the house. Boop, boop.
That's
Oh, okay. Done, isn't it? That's all the roses? Boop, boop. There's no more. Oh. Oh, alright then. Wait, is there more? I'm not seeing any more. Oh,
Good
wow,
job.
okay.
I've gathered all the cherries in your garden. I have to leave now.
All right, my dear. Will you allow me to comb your hair before you go? I wonder where I left my hairbrush. Can you see the hairbrush?
Yes, but I don't want to give it to you. Nope. No, I will not let her find her hairbrush. I refuse to. Nope. I'll just sit here. I'm not gonna click on it. Nope. Okay, fine. Fine.
Fairytales.
Fine.
Thank you. Magic comb. Please help this little girl forget her past and stop worrying. Well, this is it.
Oh wow, I wish it was that
I feel
easy.
so light and free. I really like your house and this garden, but I can't help feeling like I've forgotten something.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you are tired, my little child. I have a room for you. You can rest there a while. I've not been there for a long time, so you will have to clean up the room.
We need to clean the room. I see a cobweb in the corner of the ceiling. We'll brush it away.
Boop.
Let's fix the curtains. Now we need to make the beds. We have to remove that basket. Let's put some books in the shelf. Ah, roses! The roses were missing in the garden. Oh, how could I have forgotten about Kay and our roses? I must leave.
Okay, let's go. Oh, that's the end. Well, that's the end for now, but there is a part 2, which will be up next Friday. But for now, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, hit that button down below. And as always, I will catch you all in the next video. Stay awesome. Bye.